What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bucs franchise, episode 20. And today, guys, it is a draft prospect type of episode because we are going to pick our focus scouting for the regions. And I definitely want to get more of a look at the draft class ahead of us. I'm also really excited to see the next game we play. I still have not 100% decided if I want to watch the Baltimore game or if I want to see the Eagles game. Again, I can't watch every game. I wish I could, but that would just take a lot of time, and I don't know if you guys are really going to be involved with every single video if I would just straight do 17 episodes of games every single season that we play. So I'm not sure if I'm going to stay here or not. We'll find out throughout the course of this video, obviously, and well, from the title and thumbnail, you guys probably already know before I do, so consider yourselves lucky. I don't know yet. But first, let's go down to the regional scouting. Got to get this set, and I have to remember exactly how I have this set up. All right, so I remember in the West, we were going to go defensive tackle, so I'm going to go ahead and set that here. There we go. Central, we had quarterbacks. I do remember that, so we're going to set that as quarterback. Northeast, we were doing corners. And then in the Southeast, we were doing defensive ends. And that is everything. Of course, I will set the wide receivers to national once we hit that week. But for now, this is what we're working with. First, I want to check to see if there was any more stories about the prospects. Just caught highlights of the Ohio State game and saw the one-handed catch made by wide receiver Nathan Solomon, and my jaw dropped on the spot. That is the big 6'5" receiver that I was sort of happy to see in the class when we first saw the class come through. Just looking around here, I don't see anything else. All right, and this is also the time when we're going to start seeing players get re-signed. So I'm going to go down to the re-sign tab. We're going to see what is going on around the league. So it looks like the Broncos, obviously the first team, they have Jerry Jeudy re-signed to a $38.9 million contract. They also re-signed Javonte Williams to a $28.8 million contract. I really like those two signings for the Broncos simply because they have Joseph McCoy, their rookie quarterback. We saw him in week 1. They got the best of us, not by much, but they did get the best of us. And honestly, I feel like he's got a good future there. So happy to see them re-sign those two guys. They also signed Quinn Miners, Baron Browning, Dane Jackson, DJ Jones, and then we're on to the Browns. The Browns re-signing Greg Newsome to a big 5-year, $63.4 million deal, along with Jeremiah Owusu-Koroma. I might have just said that Karamo, maybe it's what it is. Either way, very talented player, 4 years, 36. The Bengals come to term with Joe Burrow. Happy to see that that's happened. Would hate to see him fall to free agency because it's just not realistic. 5 years, $252 million for him. I'm just going to go until I see bigger names like right here. Cardinals with Budda Baker. 4 years, $68.5 million for probably one of the best safeties in the game right now. Davian Collins also gets himself an extension. Rashawn Slater, very good left tackle for the Chargers, 3 years, $57. Asante Samuel Jr., 5 for $63. They also get Joshua Palmer, definitely an underrated receiver. Really started to come into his own, I think, this year as well. I know he played well last year, but I think because of last year and now it's continued to this year where even though the Chargers aren't doing the best, he's made splash plays. You're starting to see that Joshua Palmer is a legitimate threat at wide receiver. He deserves that one. Nick Bolton, big-time linebacker for the Chiefs, 5 years, $69.2. Creed Humphrey, another big piece of that Chiefs offense down there on the line, along with Trey Smith. So both of them getting extensions, shoring up that offensive line. Over to the Colts, Kenny Moore gets a 1-year, $12 million deal. Jawan Jennings, Ryan Kelly, CeeDee Lamb gets one, a big one. Wow, 4 years, $87.6 million, along with a 2-year extension for Dak Prescott. That is a pretty good payday for Dak. Going down to the Dolphins here, Javon Holland and Jerome Baker. Landon Dickerson gets one. Kyle Pitts, 4 years, $61. And AJ Terrell Jr., 4 for $75. Richie Grant, Lorenzo Carter. So the Falcons definitely trying to keep all of their talent in-house. Good thing for them. I would have loved to see Kyle Pitts hit free agency, man. I would have signed him up in a heartbeat. Sorry, James Blake, but I mean, Kyle Pitts is Kyle Pitts. So Falcons gonna keep that nucleus together for a few more years. Brandon Ayuk gets one. Diamador Lenore. Gosh, I probably butchered that. He gets one. It looks like the game actually did do a very good job of fixing the re-signs for the CPU teams, because a lot of these guys that we're looking at right now would have probably been in free agency this year. And I probably would have gotten mad, and I would have redone things, and I would have, yeah, I'm glad that so far it looks like they're being smart about things. Tyson Campbell, Andre Cisco, Travis Etienne Jr. A lot of names for the Jaguars getting re-signed. The Jets, DJ Reed, 3 years, $38 million. The Lions, up and coming powerhouse in my opinion. Hate to say it because I'm a Vikings fan, but it's just the God's awful truth. 4 years, 75.8 for Amon-Ra. That's definitely deserved. Aleem McNeil getting an extension. Taylor Decker also getting an extension. And then onto the Packers. Kenny Clark, 2 years, $40 million. That guy is such a beast. Eric Stokes, 2 years, $10 million. Is he on the Packers still? Why do I feel like he's not? I don't know. I could be going crazy there. The Panthers, another division rival. J.C. Horn, 5 years, $57 million. Derek Brown, 3 years, $40.9. Dante Jackson, he has been a problem. He's been so good for them in this franchise. 1 year, $7 million. Let's see. Oh, that's all, most of the big names. Mac Jones, 4 years, $88 million. He must be having a much better time in my world here than in the real world. Boy, all right. Well, the Patriots just, you know, they hitched their wagon to Mac Jones. Let's see if it pays off. Jonathan Jones gets a 1 year extension. Jabril Peppers, 3 years, 28. Christian Barmore, pretty good defensive end. He gets an extension. Raiders, Nate Hobbs, Trayvon Morig, Marcus Epps, and Greg Gaines. Not too familiar with the guys from the Rams. Okay, Ravens, Rashad Bateman, Ramondre Stevenson. That is such a good fit, man. That is such a good fit to see him go to the Ravens. 2 years, $11 million for him. Odafe Owe. Yeah, I'm bad. Kendall Fuller from the Commanders, along with Jamin Davis, Derek Forrest, Pete Warner with the Saints, Seahawks with Quandre Diggs, Najee Harris, and Pat Freiermuth with the Steelers. Deontay Johnson as well, along with Nick Needham and Carl Granderson. So Steelers, a lot of re-signs for them. The Titans, Kevin Byard, 3 years, $53 million for him. That is definitely deserved. Caleb Farley getting an extension, and Ray McLeod. All right. And the Vikings, they land Justin Jefferson back. That's a big re-signing. Another player I was worried would fall to free agency. Not that I don't want to sign these guys, but you guys know, man, I like to keep things realistic. So to see him stay with Minnesota, that's how it should be. 4 years, $134 million. And then for some reason, the Bears are down here. Okay. They bring back Tevin Jenkins and Khalil Herbert. And that brings us to our re-signings. We have quite a few players on the list this year, and it starts with one of the biggest names we have, Tristan Wirfs at left tackle. He has no interest in signing with us, but man, I got to tell you guys, I am fully willing to push past his no interest to try and bring him back. It is too hard to find a left tackle, especially one of his caliber. That's almost damn near impossible. Chris Godwin, he's now 28, 87 overall, superstar dev. He wants to come back. I don't foresee me not bringing him back, so I am not too concerned there. Carlton Davis, 27 years old now. He has high interest in coming back. He's been playing really well for us so far this season. Trey Lance, it's the do or die year for him. You know, we rejected his 5th-year option because I just didn't feel like he really earned it. I didn't want to spend that much money on him. And now it comes down to, if we want to bring him back, it's going to have to be for $52 million. So it's time to see what he can do. This is his final season, and he doesn't look like he wants to come back. That's a little upsetting. I mean, we gave you a chance, dude. Levante David, I don't know if he will retire or not, but I'll tell you right now, if he doesn't retire, I will probably try to bring him back if the deal is right. 1 year, $14 million. Not gonna do it. Sorry, dude. Can't do it. Ryan Jensen, also another long timer, 33 years old. He would like to come back. I feel like center would be something easier for us to find if we have to make tough decisions. I would rather target a guy like Wirfs over Jensen. Obviously, I mean, that goes without saying. But what I'm trying to say is if it comes down to making difficult decisions, I feel like Jensen is a quality person for that role, considering he's 33. We found centers in almost every one of our franchises without issue. And then we're getting down to the not lesser players, but like the farther down the depth chart guys. You know, Zonovan Knight, guy we brought in a 1 year just to see what he can do. Not sure if he'll get a contract or not. Not even sure how much playing time he is really going to get with us. Robert Hainsey, he is probably a guy that I would bring back even if he's not the starter, because he's a very good depth piece and he can play inside and outside for us. Sean Tucker, another guy, he still doesn't want to sign with us, and we'll see. But if things pan out with our 2 running backs now, he might want to go somewhere else. Jeff Benson, Nathan Givens, and then it's just the guys that I signed as free agents. So yeah. Oh yeah, and Jermaine Johnson, he is coming up this year as well. This is his he has a 5th year option. I will see what the situation is for him. I might decide, even if he plays well for us, to decline it, just because, I mean, 10 million, maybe if he gets like a 78, 79 by the end of the year, I would consider that. But at this point, with a 74, I just couldn't make that deal with him. So we'll see how that plays out. But that is where we're sitting right now for the re-sign stage. I think if there's anybody I really want to make sure we bring back, and it makes sense, is Chris Godwin. We have plenty of money. Let's try and see if we can get a deal done with him now. So he is asking for 4 years, 58.5 million. We are currently offering 4 years, 58.8 million. One thing I'm not a big fan of though, and you guys know this, is paying receivers into their 30s. Not that I don't mind having an older receiver, but if I put him to this contract, he is going to account for 15.4 and 16.4 million in the final 2 years of his deal. I would almost much rather pay him extra now, right? Like bring this up to like 34 over 2 years and see if he would take that. Yes, obviously it's overspending, but I also have the option now to decline bringing him back after he's 30 and he doesn't count for a lot of our cap space. Not sure if he would take this, but with the interest level being high, I figured it's worth a shot to see if we can get him to be more reasonable here. So let's see what he says. He took the deal. So Chris Godwin accepts the deal. We dropped it down to 2 years, upped it by an extra 4 million for a $34 million total, and he accepts it. That couldn't have gone better for us because now we have 2 more years of Chris Godwin. Well, 2 more after this season. And we'll get a chance to maybe re-sign him again once he is 30, but we'll get that discounted rate because he's a little bit older and possibly has regressed a little bit. So that was absolutely perfect. I'm surprised he took it on the first try. I guess with my luck being the way it is right now, let's try and see what I can do with Wirfs. He wants 3 years, 86 million. I mean, you can't blame him. He's probably the best tackle in all of football right now. He's not happy with our win percentage. He doesn't want to be here. Why would you rather be in Iowa over Florida, dude? Like, come on, man. And we don't have a franchise quarterback. So this might be a very difficult selling point here, but let's just see what we can do. All right, let me just bring this up here to like 12 million. Right here, 12 million for the salary. We'll make it a square 18 million for the bonus. So that's 90 million. That's 30 million a year. I don't think he's gonna take it at all, but let's just, well, actually, you don't know what? Let's also extend this out. Let's go 4 years, right? I want him here long term, dude. I would actually rather have him for like 5 years. We'll just do 4. We'll do 4. 120 million. Let's see if he'll take this. He's starting to like the offer, but I'm unsure if this team gets me the future. So he wants to win. I mean, obviously most players do. Some players just care about the money. So maybe if we have some success here in the near future in this season, we can turn his disinterest into interest again. I got to see a couple more games from Davis. I'm pretty sure I'm going to bring him back, but with him going into his 28th year, you know, he could face regression. He's an 82 right now. His player card, I mean, he's already an 88 speed. I'm a little concerned that if he hits 28, he might lose a speed or like 1 or 2 a speed. And I just don't know if I really want to deal with that, man. I don't know. He might be, you know what though? he could be somebody that I could look into if he does fall off a little bit with speed, is making some type of a safety. You know, so how many corners go to safety towards the twilight of their years because they're so smart, they know the game so well, but they just don't have the explosiveness that they used to have, but they still can just roam the back end of the defense and cover the field greatly. We do have a need at strong safety eventually. Ryan Neal is not going to be a long-term solution, and really at this point even Carlton Davis is not. So we'll see. I don't know. I have to see a few more games yet. Robert Hainsey is a guy that I probably wouldn't mind trying to re-sign right now. I just don't see a reason to not bring him back. 75 overall, he's 26. If he's not a starter for us, he will at least be a very quality backup. So let's just see if he'll take this 3-year deal. And he does. Perfect. So we get him on a 3-year deal. That shores up at least one guard spot, whether that's a starter or a rotational guy, for sure. And yeah, we'll come back to the drawing board for Wirfs and for Davis at some point. And you guys know, man, especially after these last 2 games we watched, it is a very big toss-up right now on if Trey Lance is going to be the long-term solution for this franchise or not. And yeah, both of these guys, yeah, it's a lot of question marks here with the remaining guys. Maybe not as many as I thought there was going to be. It's really just Lance, David, and of course Davis. We know we want Wirfs. It's just whether or not we can get him to agree to come back here, even though our future right now is a little unclear. We also get to see the mock draft as of today. So right now, it's saying that Kerry Hayes, the outside linebacker, is first on the chart. And the reason this is so interesting to me is because this guy seems like he is a do-it-all linebacker. He's got A, finesse moves, D, man coverage, and A, hit power. He's only 234 pounds. That just seems a little light for an outside edge rusher in a 3-4. You know what I mean? Nathan Solomon going to the Texans, that would be incredibly crazy. He's just perfect. He's 21 as well. He's not even 23. He's got... Dude, why can't we suck this year? Huh? A, release, A, catch in traffic, B, medium route. I mean, I'm telling you guys, man, this guy is going to be... You imagine if we had Solomon and Wharton on the same team. I mean, who's stopping that? I'm telling you right now, this guy's going to be a physical beast. He's going to be a crazy receiver. He's only 21 years old. And with him being 6'5", 230, look at the speed and acceleration. Good to great speed. That is not crappy speed. Great to elite acceleration. Great to elite change of direction. Everything except agility has a great in the title somewhere. And he's 6'5", 232. And he's only 21. And not that I want us to suck, but Jesus Lord, that would change. That would lift this wide receiver room up to crazy heights. And now let's see. Where does it have us picking? Way down here at 14, John Overton. Probably not. Oh well. We'll see how things play out. But yeah, this is where things are gonna start getting interesting with this draft class now. Okay, well, that's something good to see that Everett Roper, that quarterback, is not scheduled to go until 21. He's the first quarterback off the board, which is huge for us because he's a top 5 projection. Now, does that mean he sucks as a quarterback? Or does that mean that there's just not a lot of need for quarterbacks right now? He's 21, that's big. He's gonna be a pocket passer. There is no mobility with this guy. He's got A, deep, B, medium accuracy, B, break sack. So far it's looking pretty solid. We'll see what things play out once we get a little bit more of him unlocked. But if I know he's gonna fall to the 20s area, that could be a big win for us, because if Lance does not work out, obviously we need a quarterback going into next year. Because it's either going to be Trey Lance is the future or Trey Lance is gone after the season, because I can't re-sign him for $50 million if I'm not sold on him. That's the other problem to this. I can't just say, oh, well, I don't know what he is yet, but let's just re-sign him for 4 years, $50 million. That puts us in a bad spot with the cap. So if I'm not sold on him this season, he's out of here, regardless if we have an option or not, which sounds stupid, but I'm playing the long game here. I don't think we're ready for the Ravens. 87 overall defense versus our 81 overall offense. Our defense matches up well with their offense, but they have Lamar Jackson, right? They have Ramondre Stevenson, who I think is an excellent addition to this team. I would rather us, I mean, I'm not saying the Eagles are better, but at least we're at home, right? We have a home field advantage there. Yeah, that's tough. especially for testing these sliders. I really want to know what things look like. So you know what? Screw it. We will take on the Ravens. We'll do the Ravens game this week. Of course, again, you guys already know this because probably have it in the thumbnail to some degree, or you see a jersey or something, and I probably put something in there. But yeah, we'll take on the Ravens, and we'll just see where things go. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do the weekly strategy, and then I'll see you guys for the Ravens game. All right, here we go, guys. First drive of the game. We are starting off on offense. 397, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception so far in the season for Trey Lance. The stats say one thing. The play we've seen says something else. Let's see what kind of player we get today. As Lance drops back, he looks over the middle. He finds Watkins short for a nice gain of 6 to open things up. Guys, what do you think of the alternate pants for the aways? It's got the white stripe, and it sort of feeds into the white jersey a heck of a lot better. Just decided to rock it this week. As Rashad White takes it up for a short gain of 1. Kyle Hamilton in on the stop, 30-year safety. And now 3rd and 4. Let's see what we got here. 4 receivers set. Lance looks short. He's got Godwin easily for the first down. Here we go. It's a handoff. Samuel pushing Pile forward to the 41. A nice run of 7. All right, they're on 2nd and 3. Another handoff. This time to Rashad White. Gets it outside just enough to get the first down. I decided to go run inside on offense. They are 28th against the run so far this season and 8th against the pass. So I thought we might have a better chance of trying to make the run game work. Lance taking a shot here on first down to the end zone, and it is caught by Quez Watkins for the touchdown. We knew his speed always is a factor, and on the opening drive, he uses it to take the top off the Ravens defense, and Lance doing an excellent job biding his time, just being patient and putting it right where Watkins can get it. Easy touchdown to open things up. All right, now it is time for our defense. Lamar Jackson coming out onto the field, and his stats, 315 through the air, only 1 touchdown, no turnovers. But we are more concerned with the running of him, of course, as always, because running quarterbacks can break a defense very quickly. 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff to Stevenson, and he gets crushed behind the line by Jermaine Johnson for a loss of 2. For defense this week, I decided to do outside run to try and counteract the read options, because obviously Jackson's going to bounce it outside. We'll see how that works. And right there, they try to go outside, and Frankie Louvu is there to cut off Stevenson again. He'll get 1 of the yards he lost back, but now it's 3rd and long, and we have a chance here to do a quick 3 and out on our opening defensive series, and we will get it done. Jermaine Johnson with the sack. Him and Louvu met at the quarterback, and we will get that early stop. What a way to start this game. We come out, deep throw from Trey Lance, probably one of the best passes I've seen him make as the quarterback here for a touchdown, and then our defense comes out and completely shuts it down. And now we have a chance here to really put a stamp on this game if we can get a good thing going on offense here. Handoff to White. He gets 2 big blocks, and he's off across the 40 all the way to the 44. Now they're nice job blocking up front. Offensive line doing an incredible job the last couple of weeks with the ground game. And we're going to go right back to him, and another big hole up the middle for White. Down to the 42. Oh, wow, that I knew something weird was going to happen there. The player got stuck behind the line there. Lance got glitched out, loss of 3. And the Ravens now with a chance to try and make this a very difficult 3rd down. We got to get a good play off here. Quick snap. Lance looking left. He's got Wharton for a very short gain of 4. We'll get the yards we lost back, but we are going to be facing a 3rd and long. And we're coming out in a big set. Why? What are we doing here, guys? Guys, what are we doing? Okay, we're throwing out of it on 3rd and long. And Lance finds Blake. Open down inside the 25. I had absolutely no confidence in that play. It worked, so, I mean, I was wrong. But I don't know why we try to run out of the big, or throw out of a big set like that. Play action rollout. Lance looking towards the end zone. It's another catch. It's Wharton again down to the 1. Trey Lance is a perfect 6 of 6 so far in this game, as we are now knocking on the door to make this a 2-possession game immediately. I formation for White. Godwin in the slot right. Handoff. Easy touchdown. Rachaad White. Jackson back out here. Shotgun formation. Open up the second drive. So far, things have gone horribly wrong for the Ravens. And this drive will start out a little bit better as they're at least able to get positive yards. They'll get 3 yards on the play. That's the first net positive play they've had all day. They'll stay in this shotgun look. Jackson calling a quick audible. Hand it off. No, it's a read option. He's going to keep it. He's got room, and he's got plenty of speed out across the 45 and knocked out of bounds at the 46. And that is why the Ravens are so dangerous. Jackson is a very good quarterback, but it would be a lie to say he is not just as good, if not better, as a threat on the ground. As he takes a drop back, dumps it underneath, and he's got himself a completion across midfield. Gain of 6. All right, Jackson to throw again. Another short one and another completion. And it's going to be counted just short of the first down. And let's see what they got here. 3rd and inches. Pistol look. Jackson hands it off. Stevenson got enough for the first. Quick snap for the Ravens. Blitz is coming. He gets out of there. Rockets it toward the end zone. And it is caught down inside the 15. What a catch by Zay Flowers, the second-year receiver. He came back, worked his way back to the ball, and Jackson, with some excellent vision to see him from across the field, and he goes up over Carlton Davis to make it happen. And the Ravens, even though they started off on a very rough note, right back in the thick of things here, inside the red zone. Jackson in shotgun. And to go back to Stevenson. And we shut it down. 5 carries, 5 yards. It has not been easy day for the Ravens. As Jackson going to call an audible here. It looks like he flipped the set around. Bateman in the slot. Flowers outside. Jackson over the middle. It's incomplete. Nice job. Frankie Louvu gets in there, puts a hit on the receiver, forcing that incompletion. 3rd and 10. 3 split right. Jackson, quick pressure, and he has to throw it early, and it's off target. Neal on the coverage. Last week, Rachaad White having a huge day. No touchdown, so he got his touchdown so far already today. And so far, it looks like he might be on his way to another big performance. Play action. Lance rolling out a deep shot to Godwin. He's got him! And Godwin down to the 34, and this offense has come to life in a game that I did not think we would have so much success in. Trey Lance looking like a whole different quarterback right now, and we get one more snap before the end of the quarter. Lance looking for it all. It's off target, out of bounds, and that's going to end one. First incompletion out of the way. Here we go, 2nd and 10. Oh, blitz coming, and we're able to get rid of it, and a great job. Nice catch there by the tight end. 3rd and 2 here. Samuel checks in. Morgan in motion. And we're going to go to Samuel. And Samuel cannot get it. A nice push and a nice edge set by the Ravens defense, and Marlon Humphrey in there to force it down early. And we're going to go for it, being extra aggressive here inside Ravens territory. Play action. Lance over the top, and he's got Wharton wide open. Walk-in touchdown. We are here for business this week. Wow. Well, we traded punts after that last touchdown, and now the Ravens back out here on offense. Jackson's going to take it on a read option, and he's got plenty of room out across the 40 to the 45. The speed that Jackson has is just so lethal. Man. And just like that, it goes from a normal drive starter to now they're almost out to midfield. Stevenson with a nice cut move there, and he'll get 4 yards. 4.5 to go before the end of the first half. Stevenson takes it again, and wow, look at the blocking for the Ravens. Here we go, another keeper for Jackson. He's got a lane, 30, 20, down to the 10, breaks free from 1, and dragging a defender down to the 7. 69 yards on 3 read options for Lamar Jackson. And he's got the Ravens in striking distance once again. Stevenson is tired. Kohler in motion. Let's see if they go back to the ground. It's been their bread and butter this drive, and they will, but Stevenson takes the wrong lane. Oh, wow. He probably has a touchdown if he sticks to that outside shoulder of the guard. Wow. That's tough. All right, looking like they're going for the same play. Kohler once again in motion. It's going to the other side. And no, it's shut down. Brown on the run. We'll get it down to the 3, but now it's 3rd and goal. They're going to try to spread us thin here. Jackson looking easy completion. Mark Andrews wide open on the stick route. And the Ravens finally get in the end zone today. All right, so we saw 3 incredible drives from Lance, and then one sort of, I saw one mediocre one that was anyway. He had a couple of decent passes, then he missed an open receiver on 3rd down, which is why we had to punt it. And now we come back out. Lance going to look short for Wharton, and he'll get it for 4 yards. He'll get out of bounds. Okay, apparently he doesn't get out of bounds. Okay, that's new. All right. Clock's still running. And off. White. Oh, got past one, but could not get past the second defender. Will make it a much more easier 3rd down as Taquan Samuel checks in the I formation. Hand it off to him. He's got a nice lane, and he's got it out to the 45. 2-minute warning. Lance takes the snap. Sends it out quickly to White, and he uses his speed to get outside and get the 1st down. It looked like he was dead to rights around the 1 or 2 yards gain mark, but he used that speed, man, and wow, that made a huge difference. Here we go, another play action. Lance almost runs into pressure, and he almost does, and he barely gets it away, and Trey Lance is hurt. No! In the best game he's had of his career so far, he gets hurt. Huntley comes in, and Huntley delivers a beautiful throw to Quez Watkins down to the 30. I didn't even have time to process what just happened. Huntley stepping in against his former team. Empty backfield, throwing it short for Wharton, another completion. All right, and we'll call our first timeout. 46 seconds remain. 2nd and 3. Huntley, play action. Looking outside, he's got a man, it's Blake. Our quarterbacks can do no wrong today. We called our 2nd timeout, and somehow Tyler Huntley has checked in and has barely looked any different than Trey Lance. Huntley rolls out, incomplete, looking for Watkins. Nice play. Once again, Marlon Humphrey doing what he does best. And now it's 2nd and goal. Empty backfield again. Huntley throws, and he's got a man. It's James Blake for the touchdown. What a first half of football for us. No starting quarterback, no problem, as James Blake, the rookie, gets our 4th score of the day. Both teams had to punt in their opening possessions of the 2nd half. And now we are out here with Jackson as he fires it incomplete. Good news is Trey Lance is back, guys. He came back from injury. So, I don't know, hip pointer, a little stinger, whatever you want to call it. Maybe a cramp or something, but he's back. And Jackson over the middle of Flowers, and he'll get a nice chunk there, making it 3rd and 3. Guys, what do you guys think about these sliders, man? I'm really starting to like the gameplay. I do see some tweaks. I do. I'm not hating the catching as much this episode so far. I just don't want to bring it down too much to where they're dropping every contested catch. The running, I don't know about the running yet. Oh, speaking of the running, there goes Jackson. Wide open lane down to the 30. I wish he would fumble like Lance does. My gosh. All right. Quick throw. What a beautiful pass. Good route by Kohler, the tight end. And the Ravens working quickly here. 1st and 10 at the 13. Jackson with another throw. Looking short for Kohler. And he'll get just 3 yards on the play. So far, it looks like all the injured players have returned. And we've seen this look before. They're going to be running this one. Yep, handoff to Stevenson. It goes nowhere. If the Ravens can score on this drive, there is a very good possibility they still have a chance of getting back in this game. There's plenty of time left, but that kind of a drop really, really makes it difficult. And now they're going to have to take 3. 28-13. Still with a good lead. We just got to keep the pressure on as White takes it all the way out to the 36. Great run. He has not had to run the ball as much this game. Right now, having 11, 12 carries, I think that's a good balance. I'm happy with that. I hope that continues. Quick snap for Lance. And, oh, incompletion for Blake. Haven't seen too many incompletions today. As Lance looks underneath, and he's got Blake again, making up for the last play with a big catch across midfield. Here's that big formation again. We look inside for Godwin. He's got him. Quick 9 yards. Godwin and Wharton, well, and Blake have been phenomenal today. Can't forget Quez Watkins with that big play on the first drive. And there goes White again. Another first down. That'll put him over the 60-yard mark. Rachaad White, I believe, has had 3 or 4 20-plus yard runs so far in the last 2 weeks. Big drop back for Lance. Looking to take a shot, and he's got Wharton. Another tremendous catch by the rookie. Another drop back for Lance. Quick one over the middle to Godwin, and he's got another first. Playing some excellent football right now on offense and on defense. The whole team. Lance to the end zone, and he just missed Watkins. Oh, man, that would have been a touchdown. Just a little outside of his range. That's a tough one to miss. 2nd and goal now. Lance. Oh, oh my God, a flag, guys. And it's pass interference. Patrick Queen gets called for pass interference. I believe he sort of ran into Wharton on that slant route there. All right, hand off to White and make it 2 for him. We're going to run this score up 34-13, and Rachaad White gets his 2nd of the day. Here we go. And, you know, regardless of how the rest of this game goes, this is a testament to how important playbooks are in this game. And this is something that I just recently commented under a tweet from C4 about the playbooks, and how just he was mentioning how predictable teams are based on their playbook. Beautiful throw there to Mark Andrews. Look at that, all the way down inside the 40. But outside of that is just the way that Jackson has looked today is very reminiscent of how Trey Lance looked in... Oh, and a quick handoff. I'll wait to finish my thought. There we go, a nice run by 7. But as I was saying, Lamar Jackson today has looked very similar to how Trey Lance looked in the Baltimore book when I ran tests. You know, and it just shows that with this Madden game sometimes, it's really all about the playbook. Yes, the players affect the playbook to some degree, but it's so ingrained that it's almost crazy, especially when it comes to simming and then CPU play. If a book just runs bad, it's going to run bad regardless of who the players are. I mean, he has one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he looks way worse than Trey Lance today. And that shouldn't be the case. A nice run there from Stevenson. And he gets down to the 3. But, like, regardless of how this game plays out, to see him struggling so much, that's just not Lamar Jackson-like. As he looks outside for Andrews, and a beautiful job outside to bring him down. Who was that made that play? I didn't even catch. Oh, it was Jamal Dean. Okay, that makes sense. Big stop outside. 2nd and goal at the 2. Oh, he fumbled it. He tried to go for the option. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know what kind of option throw that was. That was the worst I've ever seen. I didn't even know Madden could run that play. And look at that, easy touchdown. They come back and make up for it. The Ravens finally starting to crawl out of that hole that they dug themselves in the first half. Oh, they're going to go for 2. I mean, it's a smart play right here. You're already down a ton. This puts them back within 2 scores if they can get this. Jackson outside, missed him. And that is a big miss there. The Ravens coming out now with sort of a new sense of life. Not too far. I mean, they're behind a lot, but they're starting to make plays. Oh, he dropped it. That's a big play right there by Ryan Neal. If he catches that, that gives them that extra juice for this drive. Big knockout there. 2nd and 10. Jackson looking deep again. This time he's going to find his target. It's Rashad Bateman on the sideline. A great throw, a great catch. And just like that, Ravens across midfield. They can get another touchdown here. They can pull within 10, essentially. Another drop back. Jackson in trouble, trying to get out of there, but he can't. Jermaine Johnson somehow tracks down the fastest quarterback in the league, and he'll bring him down for a loss of 3. Jackson usually doesn't get caught from behind. That was pretty impressive. 3rd and 10. Going deep. Got him again. Bateman on the right sideline has been money this drive, and Jamal Dean upset. I'm upset. And the Ravens keep this drive going down inside the red zone. Play action. Quick shot. Andrews for the touchdown, and the Ravens starting to feel that comeback, getting that much more believable as they'll go up to 25 here in the 4th quarter. Well, luckily for us, the Ravens went for 2, and they did not get it. We called a big blitz. It was over very quickly. But it's a 10-point lead now. But we need to put some pressure back on because we have let them get back into things, and that's a good way to start as Cody Mauch is down. That's our starting guard. But a nice play there to Wharton to move the chains initially, just get a little momentum going on this drive. Had a couple of bad drives before this, and Rashad White takes it for 6 on his carry there. Let's see, what can we do here? Come on now. Another handoff, and White is met by a couple of defenders. He's going to drop just shy, and now it's going to be a 3rd and 1. Are we going to go for the run here again? We will, and the Ravens shut it down. And now Robert Hainsey's hurt. We just lost both of our starting guards on this drive. What in the hell? The Ravens now within 10 points, 3:42 to go. Their defense has come alive here for them and shut us down on multiple occasions. Good play over the middle by Davis there to break that one up. We needed that. If they would have got that completion, man, that would have been rough. Defense has to start stepping up here. Offense is faltering. Jackson, short one to Bateman. He's got it out to the 29. A 3rd and 1 here, but you know this is 4-down territory regardless of how this play plays out. Bateman in motion. Play action. Short one. Andrews again, 1st down. That was a really nice play design there. It really was. That formation was really weird looking, but it worked. Quick one again over the middle. Flowers this time, and they're going to move the chains again. Down to 2:40. Both teams still with all 3 timeouts. Jackson standing in the pocket. Lets it go to Bateman underneath. He's got to come back for it, and it's going to cost him a couple of yards. 2nd and 3. Clock still running. They're on the right side of the 50 at least now. Jackson, a quick strike, and Bateman streaking up the middle of the field, gets it down to the 32. Let's see if they get one more off before the 2-minute warning. They will, just in the nick of time. And Jackson fires to Bateman again. 2-minute warning hits. They're down to the 15, and they are definitely looking to make this comeback a reality. Jackson drops it off short for Stevenson, who slips past Rodgers on the outside and is shoved out at the 4. Man, I thought this was going to be a blowout. I did not suspect the Ravens to come all the way back in this game and make me start sweating a little bit, but here we are, and right up the gut for the touchdown, it's Ramondre Stevenson. Out comes Trey Lance. A great first half, a subpar second half. We need something here to finish this drive in this game. First run is for 4. It's to White. We got to finish it on this drive. If we give the ball back to them, we could be looking at some serious issues. White doing an excellent job of weaving through traffic, finding his way to the 31. 3rd and 1, but we have an empty backfield here. Lance, quick drop back, quick throw. White's got it. He's got a first, and he stays in bounds, forcing the Ravens to use their final timeouts. And now because of that, we are going to seal this game, and somehow, even though it looked like it was easily ours, we are going to escape this one with a victory. This is a big game against a great team on the road. 3rd road game in a row, and we are going to get it done. Excellent play calling, excellent job all around. Now we're going to just run this thing down it. And man, what a performance. I'm not going to hold it against the offense too much. Regardless of how this second half went, they put up 35, and we came in and we shocked the Ravens. We're going to go to 2-1 on the season. That easily was by far the best game that we've seen out of Trey Lance so far in this series. And we have a few upgrades here. Tyler Huntley, the first one, we're going to go field general for him. And he's not going to go up in overall, which just means his field general gets closer to that scrambler. Good to see that. And then we have James Blake getting himself an upgrade. We're going to go vertical threat for him. He is going to be a monster, man. He is so good already. He hasn't even started getting out there when it comes to his overall. And then finally, it's Rachaad White. Such an underrated player, man. I love Rachaad White, and he is going to finally get to an 80 overall. Much deserved. And we'll get a juke, a spin, awareness, and 2 to ball carrier vision. Just look at this performance from Trey Lance. Well, and Tyler Huntley. Not sure how they ended up with the same exact ratings. Well, then maybe that's just another Madden thing, right? He only had 2 touchdowns, though. But Trey Lance had a hell of a game. 300 yards passing, 19 of 25, 76% on his completions. Overall, just an excellent game from Trey Lance. Rachaad White did not hit 100 yards, but he did have 89, still almost averaging 5 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. Samuel didn't get in much, 5 for 19. Receiving, Rashad Bateman was all over the field, man. 10 for 131, especially in that second half. He came alive. Wharton led the day for us, 7 for 87 in a score. Godwin, 5 for 82. Man, just an overall great performance by this offense. Jeez, guys. I mean, I can't believe you guys wanted to skip this game. Like, what? I always wanted to watch this one. I never thought about skipping it at all. Yeah, I know. I'm happy, though. I'm glad we stuck to the game. I'm glad that, you know, in the moment, I was like, you know what, screw it. Let's just see what happens, because it paid off big time. We had a huge win, and now we're going to go into week 4 with a big home opener with the Eagles coming to town. They're 2-1. We're 2-1. We're still fighting for this first spot in the NFC South. We have the Falcons in a couple of weeks. So we got to make sure we keep pace. As for this video, that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you let me know down below what you guys think of the sliders. Once again, we've seen 2 games now with them. I haven't made any changes since I showed you guys on the last episode. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of that. Make sure you hit that like button before you leave. Subscribe if you have not already. And turn on that bell notification. I will see you guys next time.